Alrighty. So, limited resources decisions, right, guys? Limited resources decisions. This is very. They haven't shown up in the exam much in the past, but like they kind of have one of those off and on things, meaning they're usually under every other semester. So let's not take a risk. It says here, Art Vanillin Industries produces two products, A and B. Their following information is given concerning the costs. We have selling price and variable cost per unit of both A and B. It says they can produce and sell either 12,000 units of A or 18,000 units of B at full capacity. Given this information, they should what? All right. We said at the review, right? We know what? Fixed costs don't matter none. Okay? The selling price per unit of A and the variable costs don't really matter except to the extent that we can get what? Good. All we care about is the difference. You see, the contribution margin for A is all that matters. Okay? The contribution margin, don't forget, is the difference between the selling price and the variable cost. Okay? The difference between the selling price and the variable cost. All right? Furthermore, the contribution margin for B is what? 132 minus 108, which gives me $24. Cool? So let's pause for a second. Don't forget, whenever you have a limited use of resources decision, implicitly, the one with the higher contribution matters. Now, of course, we do have the opportunity to consider what's called contribution margin per constraint. That matters, but we'll get there in just a little bit. For now, there is no constraint. We aren't told if there's a limited numbers of A's or B's, whatever, so we'll call it even right here. Okay? Either way, here's the thing, though. If we said I'm only going to make one unit of A or one unit of B, which one am I going to do? Good. A. I'm going to make the one of A because A gives me a higher contribution margin. But the question does go on to tell me that they can produce 12,000 of A or 18,000 of B at full capacity. Well, okay, if that's the case, then let's go ahead here and say, okay, what is the total contribution margin for A? That's going to be $30 times how many? Good. 12,000. $30 times 12,000 is $360,000. So again, we actually now have a total contribution margin to consider. Furthermore, if we want the total contribution margin for B, okay, what does that give you? Good. That's going to be $24 times how many? 18,000 units. Okay, so 24 times 18,000 is 432,000. So yep, we do have a winner. You see, if we're only going to make one of A or one of B, then yeah, we're definitely going to go with A. But if we're going to make a bunch, it turns out, we have to figure out the total contribution margin that will come through the door, and it turns out A's total contribution margin is not as much as B's. So if we're going to do something, we're going to go, yeah, I'm going to make just a fuck ton of B and none of A, right? Make a fuck ton of B and none of A. Whoops, I'll move these around because remember, guys, answer choice A should always be the answer. So either way, the answer is produce 18,000 units of B and none of A. All right? Good stuff. Good times. Got it? All right, good. Let's add in a constraint then and just confuse you a bit. Then you're going to get it, and you're going to be so happy, and you're going to get 100 in the exam. So you're going to be like, well, fuck this. It's awesome. See you guys in a little bit. Be good.